Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari. Gopi Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari. Gopi Yashodanandana Vrajajana Ranjana. Yashodanandana Vrajajana Ranjana. Yamuna Tira Vanachari. Yamuna Tira Vanachari. Yamuna Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari. Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari. Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari. Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari. Gopi Yashodanandana Vrajajana Ranjana. Yashodanandana Vrajajana Ranjana. Yamuna Tira Vanachari. Yamuna Tira Vanachari. Yamuna Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari. Jai Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari. Jayam Vishnupad Paramahansa Parivrajaka Ashtottara Shata Shri Srimad Bhagavatam Charanarvinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki. ISKCON Sanstapakacharya Srila Prabhupada Ki. Ananta Koti Vaishnavrinda Ki. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki. Prem Se Kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktavrinda Ki. Shri Radha Krishna Gogobinath Shyam Kund Radha Kundgiri Govardhana Ki. Shri Vrinda Devi Ganga Devi Jamuna Devi Bhakti Devi Ki. Shri Vrindavan Dham Ki. Mathura Dham Ki. Maya Purnavadvip Dham Ki. Shri Jagannath Pridham Ki. Shri Dwarka Pridham Ki. Shri Ayodhya Pridham Ki. Shri Shri Kishore Kishori Mandir Ki. Harinam Sankirtan Ki. Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol. Samaveta Bhaktavinda Ki. Samaveta Bhaktavinda Ki. Samaveta Bhaktavinda Ki. Srila Prabhupada Ki. Hare Krishna. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namane Namaste Saraswate Devi Gauravani Pracharane Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarane. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayet Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki. Srimad Bhagavatam Skanda 9 Adhyaya 6 27 has a purport. What's the decision? 27 to 32, 27 has a small purport. Doesn't matter. Go through. This is 27 here. Raja tad yajna sadanam pravishto nishitarshitaha Drishtva shayanan viprangstan papau mantrajalam swayam Raja tad yajna sadanam pravishto nishitarshitaha Drishtva shayanan viprangstan papau mantrajalam swayam Raja tad yajna sadanam pravishto nishitarshitaha Drishtva shayanan viprangstan papau mantrajalam swayam Raja tad yajna sadanam pravishto nishitarshitaha Drishtva shayanan viprangstan Papo mantrajalam swayam Raja tad yajna sadanam pravishto nishitarshitaha Drishtva shayanan viprangstan Papo mantrajalam swayam Raja tad yajna sadanam pravishto nishitarshitaha Drishtva shayanan viprangstan Papo mantrajalam swayam Raja tad yajna sadanam pravishto nishitarshitaha Drishtva shayanan viprangstan Papo mantrajalam swayam. No? You don't want to try? Practice makes perfect. Padapataha Raja, the king Yuvanashva, Tad yajna sadanam, the area of sacrifice. Pravishtaha, entered. Nishi, at night. Tarshitaha, being thirsty. Drishtva, seeing, shayanan, lying down, vipran, all the brahmanas, tan, all of them, papau, drank, mantra jalam, water sanctified by mantras, swayam, personally. Excuse me. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada. Being thirsty one night, the king, Yuvanashva, entered the arena of sacrifice. And when he saw all the brahmanas lying down, he personally drank the sanctified water meant to be drunk by his wife. Purport. Yagnas, I think yagna is Hindi, yajna is Sanskritam. Yajna, if you look in the pronunciation, nya, na and ja mix. Yajna. The ja comes first, yajna. And Hindi and Gujarati, Bengali, they say yagna or yajna. Yajna. Yajnas performed by the brahmanas according to Vedic ritualistic ceremonies are so potent that the sanctifying of water by Vedic mantras can bring about the desired result. In this instance, the brahmanas sanctified the water so that the king's wife might drink it in the yajna. But by providence, the king himself went there at night and being thirsty drank the water. What happened? You know the story? A man becomes pregnant. How is it possible? It's a tough one because of the power of the, what is it? Mantra jalam. Mantra jalam, the power of the water. The king became pregnant. So shall we read the rest of the verses? I'll just read them, right? Utitangste nishamyata vyadukam kalasham prabho paprichuch kasya karmedam pitam pumsavanam jalam. When the brahmanas got up from bed and saw the water pot empty, they inquired who had done this work of drinking the water meant for begetting a child. Rajnya pitam viditva vai Ishvara prahitena te Ishvaraya namaschakrur aho daiva balam balam. When the brahmanas came to understand that the king, inspired by the supreme controller, had drunk the water, they all exclaimed, alas, the power of providence is real power. No one can counteract the power of the Supreme. In this way, they offered their respectful obeisances unto the Lord. Balam balam, it's repeated twice for emphasis, power. Baladeva, the Lord of power. Balarama, Rama who is powerful. Tatach kala upavrite kukshi nirbhidya dakshinam yuvanashvasya tanayash akravarti jajanaha. Thereafter, in due course of time, a son with all the good symptoms of a powerful king came forth from the lower right side of King Yuvanashwa's abdomen. This is in Sanskrit, adbhutam. Excuse me, wonderful. Kam dhasyati kumaroyam stanye roruyate brisham mam dhata vatsama rodir itindro deshinim madat. The baby cried so much for breast milk that all the brahmanas were very unhappy. Who will take care of this baby, they said. Then Indra, who is worshipped in that yagna, came and solaced the baby. Do not cry, Indra said. Then Indra put his index finger in the baby's mouth and said, "You may drink me." Namamara bhitatasya vipradeva prasadataha yuvanashvota tatraiva tapasa siddhiman bhagat. Because Yuvanashva, the father of the baby, was blessed by the Brahmanas, he did not fall a victim to death. After this incident, he performed severe austerities and achieved perfection in that very spot. So if a child came out of an abdomen, you would think that the person would die. It's unnatural. But somehow, by the mercy of the Brahmanas, he not only survived, but he became perfect by performing tapasya. Trasaddasyur itindronga vidadhe nama yasya vai yasmat trasanti yudvigna tasyavo ravanadayaha yovanashvota mandhata chakravartyavatim prabhu saptadvipavatim ekash shashasatshuta tejasa. Mandata, the son of King Yuvanashva, was the cause of fear for Ravana and other thieves and rogues who caused anxiety. O King Parikshit, because they feared him, the son of Yuvanashva was known as Trasaddasyu. This name was given by King Indra. By the mercy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the son of Yuvanashva was so powerful that when he became emperor, he ruled the entire world, consisting of 7 islands without any second ruler. Trasa means difficulty, and dasyavaha, dasyu means thief or rogue. So he gave trouble to the rogues by ruling according to Dharma Shastras, according to the Vedic Dharma, rules of Vedic life. Keep going. There are no purports. I can keep going, no problem. I see they want to divide it. So end it here? Okay. Whatever the higher orders are. So this is a wonderful story. It's history. So we were not there to see this. But Adbhutam, what can you say? Mandhata. Mandhata is the name of the son who came out of the stomach of the King Yuvanashva. So the Brahmanas, when they saw that the water was gone, they said, it's the will of the Lord. So there's 5 factors in every action, right? Adhishtanam, tata karta, karanam cha pritag vidham, vividhascha pritag cheshta, daiva chaivatra panchamam. This is falling, huh? Oh, it's too tight. Even this is too tight. You gotta, oh, okay, I got this. This is better? Oh, you got that? Oh, maybe. Okay, anyway. Adhishtanam is the place. So in any action, the place is taken into consideration. So this is a place, for example. This morning, one devotee made a post that I saw on Facebook. So Hari Shauri Prabhu asked Prabhupada that where was Hiranyakashipu killed? Because in South India they say he was killed in Ahobilam. Did you hear? You know Ahobilam? You've heard? You haven't heard? Ahobilam. There are 9 temples of Narasimha. It's pronounced differently in India, in different places. Bengal, they say Nrsingadev. Nrsingadev, right? And in South India, they say Narasimha, man lion. And in North India, Narsingh. Nar-Singh. The A's are gone. Is cut off. Nar-Singh. Singh is lion. Simha. Siha. You might have heard of the poet, the Vaishnav poet, Narsi Mehta. Narsi. Narsi. The Simha is gone. Just the Si is there. So, Prabhupada told Harishori no, that Ahobilam is not the place where Hiranyakashipu was killed by Narsimha, or Narsi, or Narsingh, or Nrsingadev, whatever you want to pronounce it. It was in the heavenly planets, Swargaloka. Right? There's another planet. There are many planets. We can see in the sky the stars, the constellations, but we know that we cannot touch them or go there. They're too far away. The modern technology has airplane. Here there's an airplane every moment in the sky. It seems like every moment, but it's not every moment. But there's quite a few planes. So, you know, modern society is enamored by this technology. And they think, well, they can go to the moon, they can go to the other planets, the closer planets. They say they went to the moon, and on the moon, the proof that they went to the moon is a pile of rocks. A pile of rocks. That's the proof. Prabhupada said it's not possible because the moon is beyond the sun. Maybe they went to an asteroid. Maybe. That's also maybe. Maybe they just made a movie in Arizona or in the desert. That's or New Mexico, right? We don't know. There's no direct proof. Faith. There's faith. So we have faith in the Vedic history. And in the history, Vedic literature, the Puranas, there's another planet, Swargaloka. Indra Lokam, Surendra Lokam, Suranam Indraha iti Surendraha, the Lord of all of the devatas, demigods, is Indra. That's his name. Suranam of all the devatas, Indraha, leader, iti Surendraha. You've heard this name, Surendra. In India, it's a common name, Surendra. Surendra, Sura is Devata. There are synonyms, synonymous words, different words, same meaning. Suras, Asuras, the godly and the ungodly, the demons, Rakshasas, Hiranyakashipu. So Hiranyakashipu, according to the story, threw Indra out of his planet. He chased him out. Gita says that by performing sacrifices, today's verses are about a sacrifice. And Gita says that those who perform sacrifices attain the planet of Indra. Vedic literature also says that. The Vedas, the Vedic mantras, are meant for performing sacrifices so that you can become purified. Trai mam somapaf puta papa. You're familiar with this verse? Trai mam somapaf. You know this verse? You know? You know? Nobody. Please read the Gita. You're not supposed to actually touch your mouth when you're drinking in the temple room, because then you're contaminated. If you don't mind me pointing that out. You could drink from up. Right. Then your mouth and your hand are not contaminated. But if you touch your mouth to the vessel when you drink, it's apavitra. I shouldn't say in the class, but I'm a shameless rascal, so Traimam somapav puta papa. This is in the 9th chapter of Gita, verse number 20. Trai means those who follow the Vedas. Trai means three. There are three types of mantras in the Vedas, therefore the Vedas are called Trai. There's a god brother initiated by Prabhupada, Trai Das. People called him Treya Das, but Trai. Trai Mam. Mam means to me. Trai, those followers of the Veda, Mam Somapaha. Those who drink Somaras. The Soma is a flower, as I recall, and it's squeezed, that flower, and the juice is offered in a sacrifice, and then what's left is drunk as prasad. Trai Mam Somapav Puta Papa. By doing yagnas, by chanting Vedic mantras and performing sacrifices like the Brahmanas did for the king Yuvanashva. Puta Papa, you're freed from sins. Yajñayar Ishtva, by offering oblations into the fire. Swargatim Prartayante. Most of those who do that, Prartayante is, you know Bahuvachanam? Have you learned this? No? Bahuvachanam, you heard the word Bahuvachanam? Plural. Singular Ekvachanam, plural Bahuvachanam. In Sanskritam there are three. Ekvachanam, Dvivachanam, singular, dual, plural. Krishnaha, Krishno, Krishnaha. Ramaha, Ramo, Ramaha. Forget grammar. You'll never learn Sanskrit by grammar. It's putting the cart in front of the horse. But this is how it is. 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3 or more. Swargatim prartayante. Prartayante means they, bahuvachanam, many, pray. Prartayante. Prarthana is prayer. You've heard this word? Prarthana. Prartayante, they pray. What do they pray? Surendra Lokam, may we go to the planet of Indra. Yajñayar Ishtva, by offering, at the time of offering, whatever they put into the fire. What is put in the fire? You had, what was it, day before yesterday? You had a fire sacrifice here. What did you put? Grains, ghee, and then a banana. So in a Vedic sacrifice, whatever you put, it's called ahuti. Put in the fire. Te punyamasa, then wait, I'm getting ahead of myself. Traimam somapa puta papa. Yajñayar ishtva swargatim. They want to go to the planet of Indra. In that planet, that rascal Hiranyakashipu came. And by the power of tapasya, balam, we read today, by that power, by performing austerities, you gain power. He drove Indra out of Surendra Lokam, his own planet. It's like, you know, thieves come into a house and drive out the people and then they loot. They take away everything in the house. So Indra's whole planet was taken away by Hiranyakashipu. So when Narasimha, Narsingh Bhagavan, Nrsingadev, whatever pronunciation, came, it was there in the planet of Indra, not at Ahobilam, not in Pakistan. There's a place, Multan. I don't know if you ever heard of that. But Pakistan is Bharata. It's not Pakistan. Pakistan is only a political name. So there's a place, there's also a temple of Narasimha and Prahlad, and they say that Narasimha killed Hiranyakashipu there. So there are different stories like that, but Prabhupada said, no, it's in the heavenly planets. Adhishtanam tata karta. The place and then the performer, karta. Karta means the doer. It comes from the root kru, or kri, where you get the word karma, action, to do. Karta, one who does something. And the supreme karta, Ishvara, the Lord. Adhishtanam tata karta. Karanam, there's some cause for doing something. Like working, you need money, so you go to your job and you get a salary in this country. Previously, Shudras were not paid. Paricharya, serving someone else, no pay. Food and a place to stay, clothing, whatever essentials. People used to get from nature so many essentials. Even today in India, you'll see so many people collecting wood so that they can cook. There were no gas tanks. And here you don't have a gas tank. You have gas tanks here also. For certain occasions, or, not every day. Every day there's a pipeline. But in India, the people would collect wood and cook their meals. Or cow dung patties. Who's been to India? You've seen the cow dung patties, right? Especially in Mathura, Vrindavan, the big ones. Huge in that area. The different places, some places they're thin, some places... Mathura, Vrindavan area, huge cow dung patty. They break them into pieces and they cook with that. It's cooking fuel. Prabhupada said that's the best fuel for cooking. Number one is cow dung. Number two is wood. And the gas bottle is way down. Gas pipeline is way down the list. Coal. Coal is number three. So, adhishtanam tata karta karanam cha pratag vidham. There are different causes for action, and there's place of action, the doer of the action. Vividhash cha pratag cheshta. Cheshta means endeavor, different types of endeavor. And the fifth, what is the fifth? What is it? The five factors of any action. The fifth factor, Daiva. Daiva chaivatra panchamam. Daiva means God, fate. Fate is God. The Supreme Controller, Ishvara. Ishavasyamidam sarvam. This is what we believe. Vedas. Ishopanishad is in the Shukla Yajurveda. And in the Krishna Yajurveda, but we say Shukla Yajurveda. Controller of everything, Daiva. Sometimes we say luck. We were born, it is luck in a particular family. But it's arrangement of God, ultimately, isn't it? The Supreme Controller. Karana guna sangasya sadasad yoni. King Mandhata was not born from a yoni. Yoni means womb. Today's verses. He was not born from the womb. It's an exception to the rule. According to Gita, Lord Krishna in Gita, Karana Guna Sangasya, by our association with the different gunas, Rajogun, Tamogun, Sattvagun, goodness, passion, and ignorance, we get asad yoni, a good birth or a bad birth. Right? Someone is born in a family of abusive people, etc., etc. Someone is born an Eskimo in the middle of snow, and that's all they know their whole life is snow. Maybe it's changed because of modern technology, but or a penguin, whole life in ice. What kind of a life is that? Polar bear. So, Karana Guna Sangasya Sad Asad Yoni. This King Yuvanashva had a son from himself. That's the power of mantra jalam, the power of Daiva. The will of God, the will of the Lord. The Brahmanas said that. It's the will of the Lord that he came and drank the water. Was meant for his wife. Ramayana, similar story, right? Valmiki Ramayana, King Dasharath had how many wives? I asked last time, right? You remember this? How many wives? You exceeded the number. 350. 3 were the main wives, right? Kaushalya, Sumitra, and Kaikeyi. These were the 3 main wives. None of his wives had a child. Then Yagna, Putriyeshti, Ishti, offering oblations. Yajñayar Ishtva, having offered oblations. Putriyeshti, to get a son. Then what happened? Brahmanas blessed thee. What did they bless? Water? Sweet rice. Payasam. Payasam is one of the names. Payasam. It was mantra. Mantras were chanted by a pure brahmachari. They had to search. They found, what was his name? You know? No? Rishashringya. Rishashringya was called by Vashishta. He was the Purohit of Dasharath. Performed this Putriyeshti. Then the sweet rice was distributed only to the 3 wives, not to the other wives. Maybe it was, we don't know. Only 3 wives had 4 sons. Rama, Lakshman, Bharat, Shatrughna. So the Brahmanas had the power to bless people by mantra shakti. Now we don't see that mantra shakti. Now we don't see it. So Prabhupada explained that. The mantras are not properly chanted purely. The utensils used in the sacrifice are not pure. So many considerations. Why Kali Yuga, the sacrifices and the mantras by the Brahmanas. Indra came himself, isn't it? According to what we're reading here, Indra himself came to the sacrifice of Yuvanashva. And then when the child was born, put his finger in his mouth. You can drink me. He got power from Indra. Indra is no small figure in Vedas and Vedic literature. He's one of the main figures. Even in the Bhagavad, there's so much about Indra. Of course, there's the Govardhan Leela. Indra is one of the main characters. Or he's the villain. The villain. Right? You know that? You know the story? You know the story? No, no. Yes, 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 yes. For those of you who don't know, the cowherds, the Gopas, wanted to perform a sacrifice for Indra. And Lord Krishna said, no, worship Govardhan. That's the Govardhan Leela. And when that sacrifice wasn't performed for Indra, he got angry. And so he sent rain clouds, punished these rascals. Who were the rascals? The Gopas, the cowherds of Vraja. So what happened? Lord Krishna picked up the mountain with small finger and lifted. That picture is here? No. Hare Krishna. We have our temple room, a relief art, big one. How big is that? Wow, I don't know. Sorry, I can't remember offhand. It's like 6 feet long and 4 feet wide. Krishna picked up the Govardhan with one finger. And there in the pictures, you see the cowherds trying to put their sticks to hold up the mountain. How is it possible? But on one finger, because Daiva Chaivatra Panchamam, the Lord can do anything. He protected the cowherds. And after the rain stopped and he put down the hill, they worshipped the hill. And then Krishna revealed that he was the hill. Indra, that's one of the famous stories in Bhagavatam of Indra. So Indra is a famous person in Vedas, Vedic literature, and here we have Indra putting his finger in the mouth of a child. But the child became very powerful because of that. So this is wonderful, no doubt. It's not ordinary, it's extraordinary. What's the explanation? Life itself is extraordinary, isn't it? Who created this all? Is it an accident? We don't believe that. There is a conscious creator behind the world. And although he's hiding himself, we understand that he's there. From the Shastras, from the Vedas themselves, and from the Upavedas, the Puranas, the Itihasas, Mahabharata, Ramayana. Other religions say that God exists, so why don't we accept their teachings? Because it's contaminated by the mode of ignorance. Their understanding is contaminated by the mode of ignorance. Why? Because they eat meat, non-vegetarian food. So that is contaminating. They think it's that they're blessing the animals by eating them. Blessing the animals. The animals are suffering. Poor animals. Vedic literature, animals were offered in sacrifice. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he met the Chandkazi, there was a discussion, right? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, your religion is contaminated by killing cows. And the Kazi said, but you are also, in Vedic sacrifices, sacrificing cows. Gomedha, Ashwamedha, sacrifice of a horse. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu explained that those animals get a human birth if they're sacrificed. And in Kali Yuga, the Ashwamedha and the Gomedha are forbidden because mantras are not properly recited, so the Atma, the soul in the body of the animal, may not go into a human body when it's sacrificed. So those sacrifices aren't performed. But they're there in Vedas, Vedic literature. And it's described, Indra performed 100, right? Shatakratuhu, 100 Ashwamedha sacrifices. Then who was performing 100 and he stopped? That's the story, I'm forgetting right now. Prithu, yeah, thank you. Maharaj Prithu, one of the main characters of Srimad Bhagavatam, was performing this horse sacrifice, Ashwamedha, before Kali Yuga began. He wanted to perform 100, but Indra didn't want any competition. He didn't want another Shatakratuhu, 100 sacrifices. So he stopped it. The aim of the sacrifice is to attain the heavenly planets. But the soul does not get free from the repetition of birth and death by entering into the heavenly planets. The soul goes to the heavenly planets for more material enjoyment. So how to stop material enjoyment? Because the way to get out of the material world is to give up material enjoyment. Vairagya vidya nija bhakti yogam. Bhakti yoga means renunciation. How to do that? It's not easy. It's difficult. But that's the aim. If you want material enjoyment, Prabhupada wrote a letter to a disciple who is very famous in ISKCON in the United States, who passed away before Prabhupada disappeared, Jayananda. You might have read this letter. So in that letter he said, if you had any material desire, then you have gone to the heavenly planets where you can enjoy material pleasures for 10,000 years and then you'll get a good birth. Right? That's what Gita says. If you had no material desire, you've gone back home, back to Godhead. You've gone back to Krishna. So we have back to Godhead. We talk about back to Godhead, but actually going back to Godhead means giving up all these desires. And that's not easy. Those who follow the Vedas, they have material desires, dharma, artha, and kama. There are 4 aims in life. One of them is liberation, moksha. But dharma, artha, and kama generally is material pleasure, at least to maintain yourself. But that's part of material pleasure because you're in the material body. But to fully give up material attachments, to live simply like Sudama Brahman, without accumulating so many things. Who's doing that? Very few. Very few. It's the lofty ideal that we should yadgatva nanivartante tadhama paramamama. One who has gone to my supreme abode does not return to this material world. But hey, we're in the material world. We're living in the material world. So then there's a system for living in the material world given by Lord Krishna, where you gradually develop detachment. And ultimately, if you follow the path of renunciation, you may attain back home, back to Godhead. So we say it's easy by chanting Harinam. We say it's easy by chanting Harinam, but then there are stages of the Harinam, right? Nam aparad, namabhas, Shuddha Harinam. So that stage of Shuddha Harinam means total detachment. Gaur Kishore Das Babaji. Where was he living? Out in the open. He was a homeless person. What you would call today, right? A homeless person. He was a homeless person. He gave up he left his family. He was living in some bushes where people went to defecate. You know, that's condemned by Westerners, that people defecate in the open in India. But it's in the Puranas that you should go out of the village to a particular place for defecation. Why is that? Biodegradable. And it's contaminated. Yesterday I spoke to a clergyman from another religion. I said, we don't eat food cooked outside because the people who cook are unclean. He said, what does that mean? So I said, what do you do after you defecate? Well, we wash our hands, he said. Wash our hands. That's cleanliness, and that's the standard of cleanliness. But that's not the Vedic standard of cleanliness. After defecation, you have to take a bath. That's cleanliness. So the people cooking in all these restaurants, after they defecate, they wash their hands and they cook. Plus they eat meat. They eat beef. So we should not eat food cooked by these impure persons. Vishayera anna koila dushta hoya man. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, if you eat the food cooked by a materialistic person, your mind gets contaminated, or it becomes rogue. It goes rogue. People are going out and buying, I know devotee, I shouldn't say the word devotee, but I know devotees, they go out to a place where they cook meat and they order something vegetarian. That's wrong, because the whole place is contaminated, impure. So you will get contaminated. The Vedic standard, either Krishna Prasad in the temple or you cook for yourself. There was a sadhu from the Ramanuja Sampradaya, I guess he passed away, maybe it's 10 years ago, he was quite elderly. Whole life he only ate food that he cooked. He would not eat in people's homes. It's better to eat in someone's house than to eat in a restaurant, right? Although when you're traveling in India, sometimes, you come to an unknown place and there are vegetarian restaurants. There are even a few left where there's no onion and garlic, or they serve the onions separately. So you don't have to eat it and it wasn't cooked. It's raw. There's some places where even there are a few places where there's no onion and garlic. So Prabhupada said, if you pay for that, you purify the food. But that's an exceptional case. That's an exceptional case. But if you go to a Subway, right, and you order a vegetarian sandwich and the place is full of beef, and the people cooking, they cook beef and they serve beef, and it's contaminated. Shouldn't eat that, etc., etc. So the Western religions are contaminated by this type of a lack of an understanding of what is sattva gun, what is the mode of goodness. They don't have this concept. They do not have this concept. What is sattvic? Consequently, they are rajasic and tamasic in the modes of passion and ignorance. So how can they understand what is spiritual life? They can't. Time is up. Any questions? Yes, Prabhu. Mike is on the way.
Hare Krishna, thank you very much, Prabhu. Just a few questions. You mentioned Indra, and it just reminds me, growing up, we were taught a lot of Greek mythology. And when you hear about Zeus,
right,
in the clouds during the thunderbolt. So the question I've had is the parallels between the Greek mythology and
right.
It's kind of like,
I think it was
any relation.
This was interesting because when I met this clergyman, human society is only 5,700 years old. Not according to the Vedic concept, or not according to the Greeks or the Romans. But I think that what happened is that the Vedic concepts became changed. It was originally Vedic concept, and as it spread in different languages, there were changes made. But what I understand and what we understand is that the oldest system of religion in human society is the Vedic religion. So there's a new name for the Vedic religion, Hinduism. If you look up the word Hinduism in the dictionary, it says that it came from the Vedic religion. So when you say Vedic religion, what does that mean? It means the Vedas. Varnashram dharma is in the Purusha Sukta, in the Rig Veda, right? Brahmanosya mukamasit. The Brahmanas came from the face. Bahu rajanya kritaha. From the arms, the Kshatriyas were made. Uru. From the stomach, tadasya vyadvaishyaha. The Vaishyas came from the stomach. Padbhyam gum shudro ajayata. Ajayata, born of the feet were the Shudras. There's other, in Shukla Yajurveda, Brahman Brahmano Brahmavarchasi Jayatam Arashtre Nishavyo. I can't now, I got to memorize it, but I haven't done that yet. It's a Varnashram mantra in the Yajurveda. So it describes Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, Brahmana, women, cows, and Oshadayaha, the healing herbs found in nature. Recently I was in the mountains in South India and we saw this Brahmi. You've heard of Brahmi? It's a little leaf. It grows naturally in certain places and has all kinds of healing abilities. So Oshadayaha. Oshada means medicine. The different types of medicinal herbs. Traditionally, medicine meant herbs, not big factories and chemicals that cause all kinds of reactions and contamination and poison in the body. Prabhupada didn't like to take allopathic medicine, chemical medicine. So, the Greek and Roman, they call it mythology. It's some kind of a reflection of the Vedic concepts, I think, that came across from Bharata. But the Europeans today, they don't want to acknowledge that as a general fact. They don't want to acknowledge the origin of human societies, Bharata, India. So that's their misfortune. They're unfortunate. Durdaivam. Where is it? Shikshastakam. Durdaivam idrishamiha jani na anuragaha. How does it begin? Is it the second one? Namakari bahuda nija sarva shaktis tatrarpita niyamitaha smaranena kalaha etadrishi tava kripa bhagavan mamapi durdaivam idrisham iha janina anuragaha. Idrisha Durdaiva. It is this type of misfortune. Durdaivam. Daivam, God, or good luck, good fortune. Durdaivam. Well, it's not the devil of the Bible, because we don't believe there's a devil. We don't believe that there's an equally powerful individual what is it? What's the word? Is a counterweight or a counterbalance to God. No. There is only one supreme. Sahasra Shirusha Purushaha. He has 1,000 heads, 1,000 faces. Sahasraksha, 1,000 eyes. Sahasrapat, 1,000 feet. Purusha we accept, but that there's an equal and opposite force we don't accept. But that there is bad luck, Durdaivam. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used that. So Durdaivam, the Western intellectual class, and it's a parampara, no doubt, because, generation after generation accepts the same so-called concept of history, where India doesn't exist at all in their thinking. So that's their Durdaivam, misfortune. Idrisha Durdaivam. Durdaivam Idrisham Iha Janinanuragaha. He used the word. Any other? Yeah, there's a couple questions in the back. You have more?
Yeah.
No, it's okay. Let him finish and then.
There's no reference to the earth being flat in the Vedas?
Oh, that's beyond me. It's hard to understand, because when you get in an airplane, you can fly around the world, right? It's pratyaksha pramanam. At the same time, wherever you go, except for mountains, everything appears flat. So what is the truth? Well, you get in an airplane, you can fly around the world. How can you debate that? So there's got to be something in between, I guess. I'm speculating now. Cosmology is not my subject. It's a really tough one. How they're going to show the shape of the universe,
in Mayapur. I'm not involved in that. But there was research done, right? Danavir Maharaj had a research group. And boy, I didn't read the books. I didn't read his books. The more you know, the more you come to know how little you know. You know. Yeah, next question.
Hare Krishna, Basu Prabhu. In regards to cooking food,
Right.
I'm wondering if you could share or elaborate on, if we are cooking food, how we can, what can we do within our own selves to make our cooking the most pure, in the purest form of consciousness that we can.
Well, like Krishna told Arjuna, Yudhyasva Madanusmaran, fight thinking of me. So yeah, our thoughts are contaminated, from our childhood impressions, sanskaras they're called. You have to do your best to overcome them. It's difficult, I know, because it's hard for me to overcome them. Not that I'm great, but after all these years, contaminated thoughts come. So as far as possible, mad anusmaran, you're supposed to think of Krishna. Right? So there are different pastimes of Krishna that you can think of, or, the Mahabharata, Bhagavatam, these type of subject matters. When you're cooking, hopefully you're thinking like that. Thinking of something from Vedic literature, or like the Brahman in the Nectar of Devotion, who's cooking and meditating. He's cooking in his meditation. And he wanted to test the sweet rice in the meditation. And when he woke up, his finger was burned. So that type of meditation, of course, in that meditation, you're not actually cooking. But when you're actually cooking, you have to meditate on Krishna. That's the instruction of Gita. It's tough. But it's not constant practice and detachment, right? Abhyasena tu kaunteya vairagyena cha grihyate. Try. There are so many big temples in India, and there's so many thousands of cooks. And hopefully they're thinking, I'm cooking this for Balaji or Srinathji or Ranganatha. Udupi, Shri, how many people, I was in Udupi, month and a half back. And every day they feed 30,000 or 50,000 people. And they have these huge vessels. And ISKCON Salem is buying some of these vessels. Huge brass and ashtadhatu, 8 different metals. And they prepare in the vessel. And then they have to take everything out of the vessel. They can't turn over the vessel. It's so heavy. You have to wash the vessel with water and then remove the water after you washed it. Water, and they don't use soap. And they obviously some natural earth. Mritika they use. Dirt. Then you have to get it out. They use cloths and buckets of water. So, hopefully these brahmanas, when they're cooking, they're thinking of the deity, because everything is offered to the deity. Now, there's some places it's not the main deity. There's a separate deity. Bhakti Vidya Purna Swami explained that to me. But I already knew. I'd already heard the Bhogya Murti, where they offer the bhoga. Depends on the temple and how big the temple is. And you see them carrying big brass pots or silver vessels into the temple room in different temples in India. There are many thousands of temples. Of course, the biggest temples are in Tamil Nadu. I don't know if you know this. If you really want to see the temples in India, you have to go to Tamil Nadu. And when you see these huge temples built by these kings, and there's hundreds of them, Literally, hundreds of them. It's amazing. Next question. Time is up? Okay. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Hare Krishna. I hope nobody went to sleep. That's it. That's the barometer of the class, right? Everyone stayed awake.